what I'm going to walk you through is the process on how to make the Mile My Ohio shirts. First thing we need to do is load up the screens to make the design. As you can see, this is a 4-color shirt. It's white, red, and blue, which requires 3 colors, white, red, and blue, so it requires 3 screens. 1 screen for each color. And there we go. So now that I've got the screens on, I need to register them. Just so the 3 designs that make up the one design, they're all lined up on top of each other. So the first thing you'll need to do is spray some palette adhesive onto the pallets. This prevents the shirt from sliding around when you're doing multiple colors. Last thing you want to happen is when you get one color down, the shirt moves and then the other 2 colors are off-centered or mess up the design. Got the screens loaded, but they're not registered, so what you need to do is take a scrap shirt or a piece of cloth, any sort of material you can use to put the design on. Come down. Let's get the image rough registered. On each of the pallets I have some guidelines that I've made. A center line as well as a good left chest line and as well as a center chest line. Once you put it down, you can sort of get the design in a relatively centered area. Should look good right there. Tighten it up. Okay, so that is the white screen. Let me go ahead and put some white ink on there. White squeegee. So there's the white image. The white color on dark shirts, it's usually wise to put a white base coat down. That way the lighter colors appear nice and bright on a dark shirt. When you put a white base coat down on darker shirts, you always need to flash dry it first. This dries it and then allows you to put the other colors on wet on wet. Just wait a few seconds for that to dry. There we go. Now we can go ahead and register the other images. So here's the red. What I do is usually just a rough eyeball registration, just using your eye, tighten it down. And this particular Workhorse screen press has micro registration available. Some don't have that, but this one does. It allows you to really minutely register the image and get it lined up great. All right, That should be good for the red. Go ahead and throw some red on there. And I'm using the bright red. It's always good to have a rag handy to get the ink off your hands. And go ahead with the red squeegee. See how the red lined up. Single stroke on the single colors usually. All right, that looks pretty good. Flash dry that one again. And then we'll get the blue registered. After we get it all registered, it's just a matter of running through the shirts. It works best to usually have one person loading the shirt, and then depending on the number of colors, 1 or 2 or even 3, working the squeegees. All right. Get the final color registered. That looks pretty good right there. Get the final blue color on. There's the test. Go ahead and run this through the dryer.